Welcome everyone. This is spirulina, maca, and hemp seeds, and some sweetener to give it a little more oomph. Mm. So you've got to excuse me. I'm going to take a few spoons because I was rushing around and I didn't get to eat this. So, mm. Okay. So thank you for joining me. And as usual, I ask you to not do this if you have physical problems, if you have any physical problems or any other problems that may inhibit you from um, taking part in the dancing. You need to see your physician first, and or your um, whoever is helping you in terms of whatever illness you may have, and make sure that it's okay for you to exert this kind of energy, because we will be dancing and throwing ourselves around, etc. So make sure that everything is okay in that respect before you join. I would like to also say, make sure you have some water, so you can take a sip every now and again. Remember, you're not gulping the water down, you're just taking sips so that you can keep hydrated as we go along. And last week before the last, what is it now, 2 or 3 weeks? I think it's about the third week. I talked about trauma, intergenerational trauma and childhood trauma and just everyday traumas. And those are the major traumas that affect us throughout our lives. And recent research has shown that these trauma, these traumas, they tend to stay in your DNA. They get into your DNA and they stay there unless they are deliberately removed. So trauma that has been intergenerational trauma, for instance, has been going on, especially with us as Africans, for many generations. And this has been passing down through the generation to the point where we are now said to be suffering, which we can see around us, from post-traumatic slave syndrome. So this is about helping you to learn to relax and throw yourself around and let it all out. Because initially, when we have, you know, when animals have a situation where they're frightened, or they go through extreme trauma, they would run around and shake and tremble and do all sorts of things in order to release it from their body after the event. But because of the way we live now, we don't release it anymore. And like I was saying in the first episode of this, I noticed that I've been watching the Nollywood movies, the Nigerian movies recently. And I noticed that when they go out into the country, a lot of the people still do the things that our parents and grandparents used to do when we were little. They used to let out their grief. Yes, they used to let it all out, and they would, the people there, they would shake, and they would put their hands on their head, and they would bawl and run around. And that is a form of releasing immediate trauma, that tension from your body. And we don't do that anymore, because we're far too polite. And when like I said before, when we entered into, I know when my mom entered into a different culture, the culture, they didn't understand that, and therefore they, a lot of us ended up in psychiatric hospitals as a result of doing what we would do normally to release that stress and trauma. So with this dancing with drums, I am looking to rekindle that, so that we feel free, we feel able to get rid of all of this. And a lot of people don't dance anymore. You know, we used to dance, and you see people just dancing and singing on the street and everything. A lot of people are feel inhibited now, and we need to release ourselves. We need to be able to get all of that out of our system. So this is what this is all about. It's not serious, because we're just going to have some fun, and it's freestyle dancing. So I put on the music, and you just do whatever your body tells you to do. You just dance, and you just release it. You just, whatever your body, wherever your body sends you, you just go there and you do what your body tells you to. So, let me see if there's anything else I need to tell you. I think that's it for now. We can get going with the music and do some warm up. Oh, the structure of the program is, I'm going to do some warm up with you. I used to be an athlete. My daughter is an ex-Olympian. Is, I don't know if you're ever an ex-Olympian. She's an Olympian, who she won a medal in Beijing. She's Tasha Danvers, and she's now a mind health coach. And I used to be an athlete a long time ago. I didn't go nowhere near as far as she got, because in those days they told us there's no money in athletics, so you don't go down that road. Go and read your book. So I know that you need to warm up before you start. You need to make sure that your muscles are warm and relaxed before you start. So we're going to do some warming up, and then slowly work into the music. And then oh shit. Oh, oh dear. Excuse me. I just noticed something that I forgot to do. Anyway, ignore that. Yes, so we're going to warm up, and then we're going to just start the music and dance. And then at the end of that, in between, we're going to stop and take a breath and take a sip of water and have little chats, anything that I can remember. And hopefully some of you will join me again this morning. I know Queen Sheena and Dr. Taylor joined me last Thursday, and I was so glad to have your company. I'd be glad to have you again. And what Dr. Taylor did was to take her mat and her drum and everything, well, makeshift drum, outside into the open. But I hadn't arranged for this morning. It was a bit tight arranging things, and I need to have the internet nearby to go out. I wouldn't have it. So next time I'm going to arrange it so that we can be outside as well, because that's the best place to be for this. So join me again. And also remember, we've got the comment section there, so you can send in comments as we're going along, and I will do my best to respond to you. And for those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Khalifa, and I am a holistic health and nutrition doctor and transformational healer and spiritual guide. And I help people to reverse degenerative diseases such as diabetes, arthritis, heart problems, fibroids, prostate issues, and the list just goes on. I help people to rid their bodies, and I mean rid their bodies of these degenerative diseases. I've been in this business now for over 2 decades, and I've helped hundreds of people to return, not just rid their bodies of disease, but to learn how to live a totally disease-free life. So they don't have to be worrying about the future, that where they might lose their limbs, or they they're going to spend all their savings on medication and operations and stuff. They can just live. And my clients, if you go onto my website at sicknesstosuccess.com, you will be led to places where you can actually see some testimonials and read a bit more about me. You can also go to Instagram at the link in bio. Unfortunately, I'm not on Instagram today because I haven't got the independent music, and Instagram doesn't recognize YouTube's music, and we're live on YouTube. So until I get that sorted, we're just on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, possibly. So you can actually go to the link in bio on Instagram and click on there after we've done, and you will see all the different categories of my website that you can click and get onto. You can even book a chat with me. You can book a 15-minute discovery chat, or you can book a 1-hour consultation, or you can send me a message if you want to. And for my Sunday show, you can also send me your email address so I can send you the recipes for the following week, because people like to follow me along as I'm doing the recipes on the Sunday show. So excuse me, I'm going to take another sip of this wonderful, wonderful breakfast. Mm. Um, mm. When we do the show on Sunday, I do the recipe, and you join. If you want to join in, you join in with me, and then we sit down, we eat together. I call it nyam, as we do in Jamaica. And I call it nyam and labrish. Labrish is chatting. So we sit down, we chat, we relax, and eat the food. So that's for Sunday. But today I'm behind, so I'm having my breakfast still. Mm. So I think that's all I need to talk to you about today, but we can chat as we go along. So I'm going to begin with the warm-up session. Okay, so let me put on some music, and backward. You pause that for me, because sometimes you need to hear this. I'm just going to drop my top half down and let my arms expand, and then you will be able to feel the tension at the back of your thighs and knees and face. So I just loosen my arms and drop them out. Okay. All right. So we'll start with this music, which is fairly. Remember to remember to sing with your arms around it. Big movement, yeah? So you get into the spirit of the music and do big movements and just follow your body. Okay. All right. Going we can take a break here. Okay, get a sip of water for you, and I am going to go see live viewers. We have a live viewer. Let me just see where they're at. Okay, so we can take a break here, take a sip of water, get a little rest, and also I forgot to tell you to bring something to beat on. Yes, if you don't have you have a drum, that's ideal. I have a drum here, it's ideal, but it's broken. The goat skin, it's actually from Ghana, and the goat skin on top, I don't know why the weather seemed to have affected it. And oh, I only have half a drum, but I'm still going to use it. Let me just check the comments while we're relaxing. No, can't see any comments yet. Um, but you can just take a sip of water. I'm going to have a few more spoonfuls of my porridge. Mm, lovely, super porridge. Mhm. You'll find these recipes in my books, actually. I've got two books so far and three in the making. Ebooks on my website, which are for sale. And one of them is super drinks and one is super shakes. And the super drinks, you will find lots of beautiful, wonderful drinks in there that you can make and you can keep them in your fridge so you're not tempted to buy sodas and stuff like that when you're out. And the super shakes are brilliant for breakfast. As you can see, I'm having one here for breakfast. And they're full of superfoods and natural foods and herbs that will help your body to maintain health. So the next part, I'm going to continue a bit longer with this part, and then we're going to with the dancing, and then we're going to introduce the drum, and we're going to beat on the drum for a while. So if you don't have a drum, get something from the kitchen, maybe a bowl or a pot or um, something. It could be, metal or plastic or whatever. And I remember my daughter was young, we used to have these sessions. We used to have these sessions where we just spontaneously start to beat music, because she's very musical. She used to write music and sing and stuff. And I used to get out the pots, and we'd get out the pots and we'd beat the bottom of the pots and make up a lot of noise. So you can do the same. You don't need to buy a drum if you don't want to. Just find something that you can beat on that will make lots of noise. Okay, so I'm going to put the music on for a little longer. We're going to dance and fling our arms and fling our legs and fling our heads and fling everything around and shake out. Yes, shake out all that stress and trauma and intergenerational trauma and childhood trauma and all the rest of it out of our system. And then after that, we'll have another break, and then we'll move on to a bit of drumming. Okay? On that music for those The drums as well. whoever you are. And you're not in the room, and you can put a comment in just to let me know that you're there. And remember, everyone, like, subscribe, and share this so that we can get out there and just have some fun. And just have some fun while we're actually doing something productive. This is actually a very tiny portion of one of my programs, which actually includes um, release of different types of trauma, including the ones that we're looking at here, the generational trauma, which is literally in our DNA, the childhood trauma, etc., and just learning how to deal with everyday trauma. And it's one of the programs that I run, which you can find on my website at drcomputer.com. You will see the link on the link bio in Instagram and also on YouTube in the description. You will see those links and you can just go and check out those programs. I've been doing this for, like I said, over 2 decades, and I have helped hundreds of people using these methods, little clips of which I'm showing you. These methods to help people to permanently, and I'm talking permanently, not just for a few months or years, but permanently that how to manage their lives as far as their health is concerned, and making sure that they never get again. And I'll tell you a little secret, don't tell anyone, but in a month's time, I will be 70, and I have never been sick. But don't tell anyone. And I remember meeting someone one day, we were talking, we were waiting to do a presentation somewhere, and they were asking me what I did, and I told them, and they said, the gentleman said to me, if you help everyone to get well, and everybody is well, then how are we going to die? And I thought, yeah, my doctor said to me, yes, ma'am, it's very possible that people were not aware of how health, um, real health develops, and how we're supposed to be, what real health is supposed to be. But actually believe that you've got to get sick in order to die. And I can tell you that that's not the case. That is quite the opposite. Actually, God designed us to get sick. Not design us to get sick. In fact, if I can remember this phrase correctly, there was, I can't remember his name now, but it was a naturopath now passed on, but he said, what's the statement? He said, anyone who gets sick should be arrested and put
vitalize and stir it up. So when you've done this kind of exercise, you feel even extra happy. I know I used to feel great when I was doing athletics and I used to run the country, the 2 mile country run in the snow and the sleet and the ice and all of that. Um, and we used to do roller runs and things. And when you get back and have your shower, you just feel so great. Yeah, because those endorphins are floating around in your mind and you're feeling wonderful. But with this, I feel you're getting like double the amount because you're happy. I was doing some of those road runs. I used to roll my eyes out as I'm running because it was so difficult on the body. But you can be happy doing this, and you're doubly happy because the exercise itself is releasing all those happy chemicals. So you feel absolutely wonderful. And if you start the day like that, start your day with something like this, and then have one of my super shakes for breakfast with all those wonderful suggestions, you will feel great throughout the rest of the day. Yeah, so try that and if you comment, come and join me, pass this on to your friends, share it so that more people can join it because the more of you, I've got six up here to make people so you can join me actually on the show and you can dance with us. Yes, and this the more people, the more fun it is. Yeah? So with that, I'm going to ask to join me in the warm down, and then we're going to get okay. I noticed last week I left the music on, and when I listen to it, I can hardly hear us. So I'm going to leave the music on while we are warming down. Okay, join me. It's the same as the meditation we did when we started. So we're going to roll the head around, starting with the chin on the chest, rolling it to the side, to the back, to the side, to the front. And we do that 5 times one way and 5 times the other way. And then we stretch the legs back as far as we can. And remember, if anything feels painful, just cease doing it. Yeah. And we're going to bring it forward to the chest, back, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. And then we're going to roll the shoulders forward, back, and then we're going to roll the shoulders back, and then we're going to drop the hands at the back and stretch. So those spine muscles relaxing. And then we're going to drop the top arm and just hang down forward with the strength at the back of the and then we're going to do our foot. So let's get forward and just warm down. So just go around that one, two, 4, 5, and go the other way. 1, 4, 5. Chest, back. Like I said, if you any discomfort at all, just cease doing that time or just sit down once everyone comfort and then enjoy that. Or just go freestyle, there's nothing structured about it. I can come in here just double that with this part, which is just stroking your body. Um, I back and arm and down the part where the down, relaxation down the muscles of the forehead, around the eyes, those tiny muscles around the eyes, let relax, let your eyes relax, let your jaw relax, allow your heart to feel the relaxation spread down
Your neck. And allow it to spread out across your shoulders, down your arms, through your elbows, down through your wrist, all the way out to the tips of your fingers. And take another deep
breath and relax the muscles of the chest, the internally activates, relax those chest muscles and feel the relaxation as it spreads down from the muscles across the shoulder blades, large muscles spreading down your back, small of your back, muscles. Take another deep breath and as you breathe out, relax the muscles activate your head as you relax the muscles, pelvic area, thighs, just feel those strong thigh muscles relax.
relaxation to spread down through your knees, your calves, your ankles, all the way out to the bottom of your feet, to the tips of your toes. Take another deep breath and just relax deeper than you've relaxed before. And as you're relaxing, just remind yourself of your private place. It could be somewhere that's real, or it could be somewhere that you've made up in your imagination. Somewhere where you can go with it.
Take a nice deep breath, find a comfortable place, comfortable yourself. I tend to have first choice of nice calm, but I also love to forest or so to God, so God, what birds, and hear the birds across the woods, and hear it trees, birds, and you can hear this wind that drives crackle slowly and relaxed. You can smell that smell of the wood and the leaves and the beautiful plants and flowers as the breeze wafts across your face under your nose. And you can hear the sounds of the forest. You can hear bees buzzing around the flowers. You can hear the birds. That you may even hear the birds as they fly above against the sky. And if you look up at the sky through the branches of the trees, you can see that the sky is clear, and you can see the spaces where the sun ray is actually coming through the leaves. You can find yourself a nice space. You may even hear that noise from the tiny spring or river that is running against the rock. Walk towards it. Take your shoes off and put your feet in the water and feel the coolness of the water as you hang your feet over the bank into the water, and just listen to the water as it runs down against the rock and around your feet. And just take a nice deep breath. Maybe there's a tree behind you, you can just lean up against it,
Lean your back against it and just allow yourself to just bask in the warmth of the sun coming through the leaves and the branches, the feel of the water just gently caressing your feet as it goes along its way, the sound of the birds chirping in the trees around you. And as you become more and more relaxed, just imagine that there's a light shining down on you through the trees, God's light, the divine light of God. And that light surrounds you, bathing you in the divine light of God. And as you're relaxing so well, just say these words with me. The divine light of God surrounds me. The divine light of God enfolds me. The divine light of God enwraps me. All is well. All is perfect. And so it is. Okay, when you're ready, you can just begin to bring yourself back to full awareness, bring yourself back to the room you're in or the space you're occupying, and gently open your eyes and return to full awareness. And I thank you so much.
Much for joining me today. It's been really a great session. Unfortunately, Dr. couldn't join me this morning, but I know that I have some live listeners, so that is really good. And like I said, please do um, like, share, and subscribe so that we can get this off the ground and able to keep really strong, wonderful practice. I'm really passionate about moving this Saturday morning to a Saturday morning of next week. But if I do, I will let everyone know in advance on social media platforms. So thank you very much for being with me. It's been, as usual, an absolutely wonderful session. I've loved it, but I hope you have too. God bless you for the rest of your week. And hopefully you will join me on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a very interesting show, actually. Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. EST for the Feel Good Show. So excellent. So join me, okay? And remember to look at the description, click on my website, click on my landing page. Everything is all there, yeah.